What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Money Talks. I'm your host, Big Asset, and Saltwater Bets will be joining us hopefully later on. Hold on here. All right. Sorry, I always run a, let's see here. Just joined, he said. Hold on. Oh, here we go. We good? Hey, there we go. Sorry about that, man.
Oh, all good. No worries.
For some reason, my our software that we use for the calls was like, I don't want to add him in, even though you sent him an invite. So he's up in here. But yeah. So how's it going, man?
Going good. Can't complain.
There you go.
Another chill Sunday.
Oh hell yeah. Great Sunday. It was not too bad today. Nice and cool. We had a little bit of rain in the morning and things cleared up. So can't argue. Can't argue with a day like today.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. But anyway, so we're just going to run through tonight's plan. We have some fast food stocks that we want to go through, or that kind of category, because that's what we kind of talked about in last stream. But before we jump into that, we have the S&P 500 first up on the ballot here. Market kind of stayed neutral, at least for the S&P here, around 4,300, 4,400. In that range, we have the NASDAQ at 14,672.68. So again, staying in that new high range. Same thing with the Dow Jones, 34,935. So they broke their peaks and they're kind of sitting right now at the top. And I got to bring up the gold and silver price here. Just 1 second. Forgot to bring up the gold and silver. All right, here we go. Gold is sitting at 1821.40. So it was down 50 cents yesterday, or it's today. But gold made a little bit of a peak there, so we could see a reversal in the trend here and continue to go up back into the $1,900 range per ounce. For silver, we have a similar trend, kind of bounced back a little bit from this low peak here. So hopefully silver bounces back. So maybe we can see that going back into the $27, $28 range, but currently it is at $25.60 per ounce. Platinum, probably going to be a similar trend here. Oh no, platinum's continuing to go down here. We are sitting at $1,067.10. So that might be a continual downward trend for platinum. And palladium, staying a little bit in the same ballpark here. Kind of dipped down to 2,600, came up to 2,733, dipped back down to 2,641, and currently it is sitting at 2,692. So it looks like it's sitting a little bit of resistance in that low 2,600 mark. So hopefully it'll continue to go up from there. Last but not least on our trends, we have Bitcoin, which we're going to look at the 1 year total. And I was just telling James this the other night. I finally started making profit on Bitcoin. I bought maybe like a month ago, 2 months ago at this point, something like that. So it was continuing going down here, but you can see this huge gain that it's been making in the last, week or so. I don't know what that's from. But, you could see a reversal in trend there, or it could continue going down. Bitcoin's one of those things where you just don't know. So that's what we got so far. So how are we doing?
Yeah, lots to talk about there. I always like to do my free pick, and unfortunately there's only one more game to really give a pick out for, because Sunday the games are typically played earlier. So only for baseball, I'll do the Rays because they're at home tonight. For the sweep against the Red Sox, I usually hate betting against the Red Sox, and I usually hate betting on the Yankees to win. But in this case, both games Tampa Bay really just beat the Red Sox pretty bad. Supporting stats here. Boston are 1-4 in their last 5 games. They're going on a rough tear, and they're also 1-4 in 5 games against Tampa Bay. Given all that and the fact that in the last 2 games Tampa Bay won by at least 3 points, if you just want to bet on a team like tonight, I think that the Rays are a pretty safe bet. But the only game to bet on right now is all the other games are in progress. So.
Right.
That's it for the baseball. I don't think I think of anything else in a few moments that might come to mind. I mean, I haven't really put it in it yet, so that might be something we could look at next Sunday. But for now, that's all I got for baseball.
How long do the Olympics last again?
That I'm not sure. I have to go look that up as well. The Olympics have been interesting. I mean, this has really been just a crazy series across all sports. I mean, basketball, you name it.
Yeah, it's a crazy time. We're starting to get into the fall season, which football comes back and my life becomes interesting again. Huge football fan, so it's going to be interesting to see. But honestly, it's going to be a hard one because, I'm a Patriots fan and, it's just been a rough. Oh man, my internet connection is not liking tonight. That is wonderful. But yeah, my Wendy's, of course, my local Wendy's, their registers were down and they were struggling. Thankfully, I had cash on me, but I just want to give them a quick shout out because, oh God, having to work where your registers are down, nightmare, and they were still operating. So, wait, what? Hold on.
Yeah,
I have to bring this up.
I don't think any of us are gonna be. Excuse me, 1,806 talking like. I mean, just to own a share, I don't think we'll be touching that.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up now. What's the ticker?
Is CMG. And I mean, I love Chipotle on a weeknight. I don't feel like cooking. I always just get my burrito. Either like a Monday or Tuesday night, some really crappy night of the week where it's like, it's exhausting. The last thing I want to do is cook. I just grab a burrito. So Chipotle is great, but as far as being an investor of this, I mean, it's just so much capital required. It's insane. It's almost $2,000 just to own a share of it. So I don't know. It's at my price point.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Its PE ratios is 90, so I don't know if that's good or bad for the fast food industry, but already off the bat there, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an incredible price. And Chipotle, to me, like, I've only had it, I think, like once or twice, but it was always kind of like in the higher end neighborhoods, if you will, or like the higher end shopping areas, which I don't find. But it's just always like, oh, sounds expensive, so I'm not going to go. But no, they have good stuff. They have good stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like $8. I think if you don't get anything at queso. It's like a standard fast food where I'm really, again, just looking at it first glance. I mean, Wendy's PE ratio, I know they're two different beasts a little bit, but they're still fast food at the end of the day. Wendy's is like a PE ratio of 30-something, and Chipotle's 90, trading at a price of $18.91. I mean, it's already not like something I want to buy at this point. Just out of the price target for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, and that's why I always look at things as like a percentage gain, not a dollar gain, because you could hold $1,000, $2,000 stock like Chipotle here, and you could be like, oh, I made 40. Well, okay, what percentage is that? Because I could own, I'm just trying to do the quick math here. Like, let's say 100 shares of at $20. It's never frozen unless it comes to the stock price, of which it is frozen.
Yeah, that is a frozen, like, we like to joke around about like boomer stocks that you might have to hold for 30 years or something to even see any kind of return. maybe get some roller coaster downs on your way. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll be ready to
I
retire, and
don't
we'll
know.
we'll pull out and we'll be like, oh, we made that 5 cent gain finally.
Yeah. I mean, another one I'll have to check out is Restaurant Brands International. These are the parent company of Burger King and Popeyes. End of 2017 to end of 2018, around 60. So you would have doubled your money in 4 years. Then it went up to 70 for 2019. Big drop. Start of COVID went to 32. It's like tremendous drop. And now at 68. So I don't know if buying in 68 is high or what.
What's the ticker?
RBI, Restaurant National.
I mean, it's just crazy. Some of these conglomerates where it's just like, oh, you go to all these restaurants, right? Or you think that these restaurants are, big time competitors, and they have the same parent company. So like they're drumming up the competition just for people to go.
And this one, it really has the same kind of rating as Wendy's.
Listen, absolute shit food, but you can get some good gains.
McDonald's. I have a story about McDonald's. So I think when I was graduating, like last night's out, I was with like Allie and a few of her friends, and we went to go get, and they literally gave us, I think we also got breakfast sandwiches. That's what we got. And they gave it to her with no, like after 20 minutes, no bun.
Huh.
They just gave her the egg, and she's like, there's not bun on it. And like the employees are just like, it was like one of the lowest rated McDonald's. Not all of them are obviously like that, but it was pretty funny. It definitely came to mind. I think their coffee, like just speaking about McDonald's in general, is actually pretty decent. A lot of people seem to agree with me is that their coffee went from absolute crap to like being a pretty decent option now. And I mean their hash browns they've always been pretty solid. Their fries are good. I really would not get anything from there besides their hash browns or fries. Maybe breakfast if there was nothing else available, but yeah, I think in general getting lunch from McDonald's, I'll never do that. I think one time at work we all got it, Uber Eats. We had to go with like McDonald's that day, and it was just awful. it was just bad. So their food, but obviously what they're doing with their stock prices, it's been nothing but growth. It's like Visa, it's like Starbucks. It's done nothing but gone up.
Right, and God, what was it back in the day? And I say back in the day, 24 years old. Back in the day, my mom would take me to McDonald's every once in a while when we were out shopping, right, for lunch if we went out at that time. And I got, I should say. She got whatever she had, but there were these, I think they were snack wraps, they were called. And it was basically like a chicken tender with like a little bit of that really shitty lettuce and some sauce or something like that in a wrap. It might have been a little bit more, but that was essentially it. And you'd have to get a couple of these because they're really cheap and small. But I think it was ranch, and there was like a barbecue flavored one or whatever they were. I house those, like destroy them. So good. I think it was honey barbecue, and destroy these, and then I would get one of their like chocolate mocha frap, whatever. It was like a mocha frap, some kind of drink like that. Whatever it was, the combination, it was so good. So good. But they took it all. They don't need 100 freaking cheeseburgers in a month, right? Like a full-size cheeseburger. So maybe it's good. Maybe it's, helping us live longer. I don't know. But if you're eating fast food all the time, it's not a good idea, man. Like, just the stuff that they put in it. Like, I got this is probably my first time getting Wendy's in, I think the last time was like early May. Because I had just gotten my truck and like I had the tailgate down and chilling in one of those parks on a country road. So, chilling, listening to crickets, playing some music, eating some Wendy's. Yep. I think I had nuggies that night. So, but don't eat it all the time. Be healthy, and you know, I would say McDonald's is probably the winner. Of course, my internet doesn't want to load any more stocks, so that's always fun when you're trying to run a channel that looks at stocks. But yeah. So, oh god, what else do you want to take a look at? You're gonna have to kind of like verbally discuss it. I'll try to load it up, but
Yeah. Looks like a winner, but I would just say not at the price now. Definitely, even in the last few months, it looks high. So, but definitely one, if you are going to go into it, definitely one to pick up. Let me go see what else.
how'd Zillow do?
Which one?
Zillow?
Oh, Zillow. Yeah, let me go look at that one. Let me go take a look. Zillow's at 106. 106.26. People are kind of saying buy, neutral, 2.2, so close to a buy rating. But on the short, midterm, and long term, they were all bearish. They're not liking it, saying nope. Which, you know what? I mean, if you look at the outlook of it, I don't think it's so wrong. You know, maybe it's been hot with the whole COVID move and all that, and maybe they're forecasting for this to not do as well going forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying some nuggets over here while I'm waiting for my thing to load. But yeah, I mean, it's such a seller's market right now with homes. If the housing market were to go under like it did with 2007, I would guarantee that this stock would drop drastically. But that might be a nice short if that were to happen. But never know. But yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see how Zillow does after this quarterly report, especially with summer kind of wrapping up, seeing what they're kind of saying, what their numbers are like, and what investors are seeing. I'm assuming that they did really good summer. You know, everybody moving and housing prices being so high, but no.
Yeah, to me, I just think long term, they're probably thinking, rates as far as lending will be a lot less favorable. I think I definitely all the lending rates people are getting now are just phenomenal, and probably just the amount of houses being bought forecasted down the road that might be hurting it. But I don't know. Haven't spent too much time looking at it, so it's tough to say what it's going to do. But it's, for whatever reason, analysts are really bearish on it, so it's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one stock that we could see go down in the near future and possibly have a reversal in trend because they've just been killing it. Absolutely killing it with everybody being stuck indoors. And, one of some people's pastimes, like my dad, is to look at real estate on Zillow. But, and prices skyrocketing, all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting. And earnings, Q2, Thursday, August 5th. So we will see next week how it shapes up because I believe that's Wednesday. I always hate when WebEx does this. It just like stops the meeting for some reason. I wonder if I have to schedule it for like longer until 8 o'clock or something. And the internet's slow tonight, which is always fun. This happens all the time where the internet just doesn't want to work and things go south as they were, and then you got to refresh things, and suddenly now they want to work. So it's fun times all around. Anyway, let's look at another high valued stock while we're creating this meeting real quick, because for some reason Yahoo Finance doesn't want to work tonight. But we got Amazon at $3,327.59 per share, down a whopping 7.56%. That is a lot. $272. A lot. But I think their earnings came out. When is it? To an easing pandemic. Let's see what these people have to say. But stocks start to slide back a little bit, and how the economy readjusts to all that, because the moment people start seeing these big companies like Amazon shed some of that pandemic growth, now that people are going back out, they might lose a little bit of money, and all of a sudden people might panic again. So we'll see. But welcome back, James.
Yep, thank you.
I don't know why.
It all depends.
Yeah, I don't know why my system likes to kick us out, but we are here.
Attendees are too big. Can handle it.
Attendees too big. Nuggets too fresh.
It will be interesting to see how, like you said, things adjust. You don't know if it's going to be just a quick little adjustment or it's going to be a real tear for companies like Amazon.
Right. Like what if they just like suddenly went back to pre-pandemic numbers? Like people would have questions, but I mean that's just how the market goes.
Yeah, it would be that would be big if it went that low, and I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what it's going to do. I mean, you look at it now and the numbers seem so insane, but like some of these stocks we talked about, like all they've done has gone up. Starbucks and a lot of these companies. We're in college, I'm like, oh, it's going to go down in no time, and it's like, sure enough, like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, if it went back down to where it was pre-pandemic, it would be in the low 2000s, like 2100 maybe, which they would have to shed, a third of their price, which is insane. Think about that. Everybody's at home, they're buying stuff on Amazon, and online shopping becomes a huge thing again, naturally. So it goes up, and once people start coming back out into the real world, maybe they don't order as much stuff online anymore, or maybe they get used to it, so that's all they start doing. So who knows? Who knows where we go from here? It all depends on what the market trends are.
As long as they keep, yeah. And I mean, I think they do a good job. One thing I like to do is go to Barnes and Noble, and I'll have coffee, and I'll if there's any books, I'll occasionally like to pick one up. And even recently, I was just getting like a review book, and it was just at least $15 cheaper, the same exact book on Amazon than Barnes and Noble. To go pick it up in the store wasn't even like an option. And I heard, I think some other people next to me where they're like, yep, Amazon's going to get my money here because they just said the price is so much better there. So even with going out, I think this is where Amazon, there's a reason they're so successful. They're very good at getting people to check their prices first. So even with going out, they're definitely a threat. So I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And also, just as far as like working on my truck and buying truck parts and stuff, you can't just go down to your local AutoZone, for example, and pick up, new headlights for your truck or your car. They just don't have it. So you have to order it from online. And normally Amazon's just one of those things where it's like, oh, it's got my address, it's secure, I've ordered through it before, boop, 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 free Prime shipping, delivered to my door, and their prices are lower. So it's difficult. It is difficult.
Yeah, that's how they really win. They just get it to where it's kind of mindless. I think they're, one thing I've loved during COVID, speaking of, COVID, is my parents had Amazon Prime, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go check out Prime Video. And they actually have tons of good shows in there. It's another where kind of what you have on Netflix or whatever else you might have. I mean, they've done a great job of Prime Video. I can't speak for their music. I have no idea. I'm sure it's just as good as Apple Music or Spotify, but Prime Video is very good. So I don't know. They have defied a lot of haters, that's for sure. So it will be interesting to see though what stocks wind back.
Yep, and I do want to say that I do have a shipment arriving Monday. Some interior what are these? Motor Trend black Flex Tough contour liners for the interior of a car. So that's just did a bunch of stuff. I need new interior liners. So like the floor mats. So.
I'm there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so that's Amazon. What's another good stock? You were mentioning Visa before. I'm gonna just pull that up.
Yeah, Visa. If I'm gonna dive into anyone, this has, I think, the best analyst rating. If I'm gonna put money into it, I think this one really sticks out. To get into the food and beverage, I think Starbucks, like we said, is near their fair value predictions. So. But Visa's already there.
Yeah, that's the thing with my internet. Sometimes it is a complete struggle to try to pull these things up and run a smooth show. It just throws you off a little. But let's see here. 246 and 39 cents. Trying to load up the 1 year trend.
It's near fair value, so it might have more room to get it a little lower than what it is now. Yeah, back in May it was 225, March 206, so October 184. So yeah, this might be more of a watch list for now.
Yeah, I could see it dropping down to like 30, and if it gets down to that, buy it.
Yeah, they did say. What was it, the low? Looking at it? Let me go see. Yeah, I think the low is 240 on their scale here. If we're looking at like stocks that are bullish, like long term, like greater than a year, this is one of those where if you look at its all-time history is what we're really looking at, like a 5-year outlook to 6 years. 2014 the stock was at $55. Started in 2008 it was $16. So this is something you would hold, not just for a year or two. This is a stock. These are where stocks are going in to hold for at least 5 years. You would buy this now at 240 and probably hold it till 2025, 2026.
Right. Definitely long term. If you have a long-term, wow, I'm struggling with English today. Long-term portfolio that you want to add to, Visa is looking like a good over time, just continuing to make a gain, like McDonald's, like Apple, like all these companies. So
Yeah, at least the ones we looked at was Starbucks, McDonald's. You want to have like a fast food, a beverage one, and then this one. Those are three interesting ones you could put. It might be. I would like to do it at least have a long-term portfolio for all three.
Right. Just think about it. Like, all right, you're going to work, right? What do you need in the morning? Coffee. Boom. You invest in Starbucks. Now you have your coffee, right? You're working. You didn't bring a lunch with you because you forgot, right? Well, what's right outside your office? Boom, McDonald's. Guess what? You invested in that as well. All right. Now you get through your day, right? And then you go home. Well, guess what? You have to pay now. Your credit card bill because you just bought all that stuff, right? What credit card do you use? Boom, Visa. Guess what? You invested in that too. So everything that you're purchasing, everything that you're spending a little bit of that in return, like a very, 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 very small fractional portion. But guess what? You're paying yourself because you're a boss.
There you go. There's the real analysis right there. Yeah, I think like that, it's just like the general use and that these are large cap stocks and generally, large cap stocks that have a proven track record. Not to jinx anything, knock on wood, they tend to be safer investments than small cap growth stocks that, those have a higher chance to go up, but they're also a lot more volatile and risky, where large cap, at least they have that established history.
Right. Yep. But the market is it's going to be interesting as far as the large cap stuff, because if you looked at the beginning of the pandemic, the stock market bounced back, and it always does. So, even if everything were to go down right now and you just invested, stay in it. Don't try to sell out, and cut your losses. Sometimes it's best to just hold, and you don't take a loss until you sell. So just always remember that, especially with large cap.
Yeah, that's the key thing is like a lot of, especially large cap, a lot of them will, if you're too stuck in the moment or day trading it throughout the months, you can see how a lot of people got suckered. It's going to have its phases. You're going for overall years, not what happens in a few months. A lot of panic selling.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see. Let's look at some of their competitors up here. I don't know why Facebook is showing up, but let's go with American Express. Let's see what AXP has in store for us. Yeah, again, same as Visa. Same kind of trend there, just continuing to go up. Maybe they have something in common. I don't know. What do you think?
Cheaper price, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know. I think all the banks tend to be partnered with Visa, so stronger, like Bank of America Visa, Chase Visa, so American Express. There's a lot of vendors that don't take American Express and other stuff like that. So, Visa might just be a stronger player, whereas American Express is still very strong, but maybe not on the same level. I haven't done too much research, so it's just funny like looking at this pretty much cluelessly, other than what analysts are saying about it and its overall history. So, I don't know. Both. They seem like good spaces to get into overall. If you're going to get behind, I think payments and just the digital sphere is very good sphere to get into. So, they partner with all small businesses pretty much. To me, it's very much needed. The outlook's good.
Right.
I like it.
And I just want to say, if you look up American Express or AXP stock, on the right-hand side, it shows you the Wikipedia or whatever information this thing is, and like also search, blah, blah, blah. Related people. The fifth guy in line, the last guy in line, his name is John Warren Butterfield. I don't know what you have to do to get a last name like Butterfield, but that's pretty awesome, and he probably was bullied quite a bit growing up, especially if he was a little overweight. But he founded many companies, including American Express, which is still in operation today. So thank you, Mr. Butterfield, for your contributions to our modern society. Anyway.
Yeah, I just saw a Visa. Speaking of the devil, I saw a Visa commercial. There you go. They're all over.
Oh, yeah. Let's look at Facebook just because I see that up here, and I haven't checked out Facebook in a while. FB is the ticker for all those watching along. You know, sometimes I like to put on my radio announcer voice or like radio broadcaster voice just to give the people a little listen. It's good for audio content.
Thank you for tuning in to Saltwater Bets and the one and only Big Asset.
Thank you for tuning in to Money Talks with Big Asset, co-host Saltwater Bets. See, I could run a radio station. Totally. Anyway, we got Facebook up here at $3.56.30 per share. Now,
And Facebook, I mean, just from a user standpoint, it's funny. It's like people were moving like in high school away from it, and like Twitter was the shit. Then everyone went right back to Facebook. So I mean, everyone seems to be on it. Still seems to be very active, and they are more obnoxious than ever with data sharing and advertisements. So, wouldn't be surprised if that's why the stock price is doing so well.
Yeah, I mean,
analysts love it. Analysts definitely love the stock looking at it right now.
Right. And personally, like, I have a deep-seated hatred for Facebook, even though I have Facebook and use it every day. But I just I don't know, man. All some of this is so hard to, again, if you're using it, you can't blame anybody for getting in and hacking, but we all do it. There's no getting away from it. I mean, we're using YouTube, and I have the same qualms with YouTube, but here we are.
Here we are.
But yeah, Apple continuing to do Apple things. I mean, just continue to go up, man. It's down 1.51% this past week, but in the last month, it's up. Hold on, 6.5% in the last month alone. So that is insane.
That is.
And let's look at the last year. Since a year ago today, 37.27%. The last 5 years, insane growth. Great. Yeah, you keep on cutting in and out now. Yourself, you can look at the sports teams and pick which one. Again, this is opinion